Yo, yo. Welcome to another video about how I think teams will play this season. Or how I think they should play. Alright, let me stop fucking around. Or how I think they should play, anyways. Or how I think they will play. I don't know. I'm just talking about football going into the season. That's all it is, really. Now we're looking at United. Bayern. That dude is a fucking troll. But well, that's not even my problem. Onana, Dalot, Nazara, sorry, Noswa Mazraoui, Matisse Delict, Harry Maguire, Licha. Is he alive, by the way? Oh my days. China Zaikbiri. Brother, I didn't know it was Nigerian. Nazawa Yami. I'm able. Lenny Yero. Luke Shaw. Heaven. The fuck is these guys? Now, they're trying to push academy players. I respect that. Payson Pounds. Bruno Fernandes. Casimiro. Whoa, brother. Why they put it all black like he's dead? That's bad. Ugarte. Kobe Mino. Toby Collier. Got Rasmus Hoyland. Matthias the Madman Cunha. Joshua the techie Zerki. We got Amad Diallo. We got Alejandro Garnacho. This guy, by the way, they said, "Oh, we're not playing you. We don't want to play him this season. We don't want him." He said, "Send me to Chelsea or I'm not going to play." Brother, they're not going to play you anyways. And I think he's on one. He's not on like a crazy salary anyways. So I'm sure they can eat that. Oh, pause. Brian Mbuemo, Anthony, Benjamin Sheshko, Chiro Obi, Ethan Wheatley, Marcus Rashford. Oh my God, Sancho is still here. Well, I wow, crazy. I think Real Betis is trying to sign him. He's definitely not gonna play. I don't know what's this. This one has gone to the great. It's gone to my dogs. He's playing with me in Visca Barcelona, Visca Catalonia. I don't know what's gonna happen with Sancho, but to the tactics. We've got Vum, Sheshko, Umbuemo, Cunha, right? That's for sure. We have Masraoui, Delict, Harry Maguire. I think that's for sure also. Here we have Ahmad, right? And I think if we have Ahmad here, we don't want someone offensive here. I think we want someone extremely defensive here to cover for him. Because Ahmad is obviously very offensive. So I think we could swap Maguire with Masraoui because Masraoui is fairly offensive. So he could play CB here. And then we have Delict. Although it might not be Maguire, it might be Licha. But Licha is also good with progressing the ball. But at least, you know what I mean, someone more defensive to cover for his offense. Because I don't think Ahmad is here to play solely defense. He's meant to it's like box to box on the wing, basically. So, yeah, Ahmad. I'm thinking of their best lineup, at least to me. Then Dogu is he's very good back and forth. He's not just offensive. He's like going to hold like here, while Ahmad will be like here. You know what I mean? And then the two midfielders. This is where there's like a lot of contention because United wants to buy Baleba. If they buy Baleba, brother, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold. But I don't know. I'm happy for United. I'll be honest. I'm looking forward to Premier League so much this season because I think everybody's going to play better. I genuinely think everybody's going to play better than last season. Even Liverpool, I think they'll play better than last season, at least offensively. Defensively, I can't really speak for anybody. I think Arsenal's defense might still be the best in the league. But I think they are going to have to give up some defense to do better with their offense. Their offense wasn't bad last season, but bro, I think it could have been way better. And now they have someone to help secure the defense a bit more. And they have an offensive threat now, focal point. And I just think I think that's what that's going to be for them. But back to my points, I think everyone is going to play better, and I think United, as is, will play better. I don't know, because like now these two, right, and this is where there's problems, because I don't know if we want Bruno here. See, you could do that thing where you have. Do you guys know how? It's basically like an Italian thing where they'll have the deep line playmaker or the deep line. It's not an Italian thing, but Conte did it. Ancelotti did Ancelotti do it? No, I think the person I've seen do it most was Conte. Yeah, because he did it with Perlo and Marquisio, and he did it with, was it Conte that did it with Fabregas and no, that was Mourinho. He did it with Fabregas and whoever was playing DM with him. I don't know, maybe Mikel Obi, or I can't remember who was the DM with Fabregas. Matic. Was it Matic? Yeah, it was Matic. Where one is like the destroyer and one is like a creator. It will require Bruno running a bit less and being more of a controller, but also more of a quarterback per se. You know what quarterback is now? The person who's like sat back in like, you know, deeper positions most times and just like spreads the pitch, pause. And he's like the person who orchestrates the whole midfield, and like he could build the team up, he could slow the team down, he could. I think that's where Bruno needs to like shift his game towards for this whole thing to work. Because right now, this is going to be Ugarte and this is going to be Bruno, right? And Ugarte is Ugarte. I don't really know much about Ugarte anymore, to be honest. When he first came, I was very hopeful because I saw like maybe one match when he played in Sporting, and saw a couple of games when he was in PSG, but was never like something too, you know, mind blowing. So opinions just move from game to game with someone like that. But yeah, I think if you have like a proper, not just a destroyer though, it's someone who knows what he's doing also, right? It's like someone who's a destroyer but who's also very bro Baleba, bro, that brother. I'm telling you, people need to lock in on what Brighton is doing. They will sell Baleba now for 80 million. Tomorrow they'll find another young lad from God knows where that does the same exact thing he does. You know what I mean? It's so crazy to me. But back to my point, they need a destroyer here, Ugarte, and they need Bruno to play a bit of way. Because instead of, like, I think he vacates this. The problem I have with Bruno in this kind of setting is he's going to vacate this position. This position is where I think he needs to be. Not for the defense. Obviously, he will defend a bit more. But if you're going to be, and it's literally like, I think that's the perfect position for a captain to play. Like, you know how Marquisio was with Perlo, and Gattuso was with Perlo also in AC Milan. That's exactly what it should be like. The dude that is guarding the maestro. The maestro is also going to give you defensive work and offensive work, right? But you need him to just be there. You need him to be able to. He needs to envision the game and be. He needs to have the most passes in the game. That's the easiest way to say it. He needs to have the most touches in the game. Bruno, he needs to. Obviously, these two cams will do what they do. They could play wide, they could play interior. Cunha is probably playing more interior than wide. Mbeumo could play wide by himself, and what's his name? Diallo could go interior. But these two will sort themselves out. I think two of them are smart enough to have. Funny enough, this brother is probably one of the smartest players in United. Like, the way he thinks, he's sharper than the rest to an extent. Like, at least the attackers. What's his name again? Diallo. But at least as of last season, this season, I think they have very sharp players now. Mbeumo joining and Sesko joining. And Sesko will spread that pitch. So pause again. Like, do you know what I mean? I think they have everything they need. They just need Bruno. If Bruno could lock in and play that thing, because he has the ability. Like Bruno can be very spazzy sometimes, and La Bomba, he's trying to fucking shoot from the moon, which is fine. Bro, how many players in his team would you rather have shoot over Bruno? Do you know what I mean? At least as of last season, and he does very he's very emotional when he does things. So I see how that could be a problem. But if Bruno gets a hold of playing deep and controlling the pace of the game, and obviously he'll move around, right? It's not like he's going to be stuck there, but there's positions that you leave for some people because, like, imagine now Bruno is occupying this position and the ball is here. You're already literally in front of the post. There is nowhere for them to run to anymore. Do you know what I mean? But if he plays a bit deeper, especially when you have two cams, which is what it looks like what they're going to do for most of the game, if you play a bit deeper, if one comes, that's someone being dragged. That's someone being dragged. That's someone there. There's going to be space before this one covers. Or let's even assume it goes like this. Before this one covers. Do you know what I mean? I swear, I think Man U season is so dependent on how well Bruno plays this role. If he plays this role, because I saw their build up in two of their preseason games, like how they build up from the back. And the first time was kind of shit because I was like, what the fuck are we doing? But then the second time I saw the idea, there are times where they went for long ball and it was Xerxes up top, bro. And you might they still have Hoyland and Xerxes, but that's besides the point. Seshko is a freak of nature, athletically. He's 6'4", isn't he? I seen him do a fucking between the legs dunk, brother. This team, I swear, I think this team has everything it needs. I'm going to do a prediction for where I think every team will finish. All these top teams will finish this season. I think Man U is going to surprise people. I genuinely think they will. At least I think they have the players. It's not about the name of the players. It's more about the style the players possess. You know what I mean? Like the style and the kind of pizzazz they have. And I think these players Man U had would be perfect if they played this, because there's going to be a lot of rotation, a lot of movement. Maybe these two stay, but this go, this guy comes here. Do you know what I mean? Like there's so much. I genuinely think it's one of the best formations in football. 3-4, 3-4, 3-3, 5-1-2. Because you could always have width and you could always have interior presence. Those two things are the things that breaks down defensive. Oh my god, defenses easily. You know what I mean? But yeah, I genuinely think this whole season depends on how well he adapts to that role. Assuming that's what they play, they might just play something completely different. We don't know. But I think if that's what happens, bro, I think it would be an amazing season for them if something like this happens. Anyways, something in this sense happens. Because either way, on defensive transitions, you are going to have 1, 2, 3, 3 back at least every time, 4 at least, to be honest. But assuming, because again, like I said, Mazraoui likes to he go forward. Even Licha also likes to go forward, assuming those are the people that play. But you have at least 3 at the back every time, and you on one end you always have one fullback back. At least one fullback will be closer than the other. Do you know what I mean? Assuming they maintain, proper like reasoning to what they're doing, and they're not just booming forward. Maybe they're like 90 minutes and they need a goal for a dire game or some shit. That's a different situation. But a regular game, I don't think United should lose to any bottom team this season. Well, obviously that's actually a stupid thing to say because that it doesn't work that way. But I think they should lock in. Do you know what I mean? I think they shouldn't have those kind of shitty losses where they just play rubbish. I think they should play much better football. I think that's the best way to say. I think they would play much better football this season. Like much better. Especially with the level of players they just acquired. Like these 3 players alone, crazy, like crazy. These 3 players they got alone, come on. And these are 3 players that are like really like the top dogs in their teams, in their respective teams. Bro, it's crazy the pool United has at such a shit state in their story. But hey, see that's life, man. Once a big dog, always a big dog. But yeah, I think the Ahmad will also. I think Ahmad would probably have to cross a whole lot more this season and do a lot of cutbacks like an actual fullback than going for goal. And I think we'll have more assists than goals this season for sure. I think that's probably where most of his output are out. Jesus Lord, most of his output to come from. But yeah, that's that about that. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys in the